Alright, in front of me I have my field stripped AR-15 and some of the tools I'll be using to clean it today. So in front of me I have lubricating oil for these two. This one has a precision tip for getting into the trigger assembly of this little receiver. I have gun board cleaner, and I will be trying out this advanced gun cleaner and advanced CLP by Riptide. Some of the tools I have is this bore cleaner, this little 30 cal rifle pistol fuzzy, a steel brush, a nylon brush, a metal pick, a couple of patch attachments, some cable, some brass tube, and a handle. Now, we also have microfiber cloth and cotton patches. And last but not least, we have a bore checker. You flash a light on this while it's in the bore right here. You flash a light here and look down the barrel, and it'll flash orange light down the barrel, allowing you to see the debris inside your barrel a lot easier. So that'll be a helpful tool. The tools I use today and the cleaner I'm using today are not mandatory, but it is what I use. So you could use a smaller field kit, but for this video, I'm going to be using the tools I have in front of me. I also have a little light. So I start by spraying everything down with the cleaner, and I go straight to the carrier group. I get in the carrier group with the nylon brush and the brass rods, the patches, and I get some Q-tips here. I make sure to get down in the carrier group with the brass rods to make sure I get all of the carbon off of it. Sometimes it likes to build up there and makes it difficult to get, so the brass rods helps a lot. After getting the bolt carrier group completely clean, I move into the cam pin, the ejector lever, the firing pin, and the ejector retainer pin. I make sure that I get all the carbon off the firing pin. It likes to build up right around the ledges there, and I go into the bolt. Now, I do the same thing as everything else with the bolt. This time I have a little bit more access, so I use the brass pick and get on the sides, and I get a Q-tip into the bolt where the firing pin would seat to get all of the carbon out. Now you see me lubricating the bolt and all of the components and the group itself. And I froze here to show you the light layer of lubricating oil I put on it. You want to make sure that it's lubricated but not too heavily. I then go into the buffer and the buffer spring, cleaning it nice and good. And I go into the trigger mechanism. I clean it with the cleaner, and I lightly go over it with the CLP to make sure everything's nice and clean in there as well. After that, I clean the buffer tube and wipe down the firearm completely. Then I go into cleaning the upper receiver, the barrel, the breech, and the gas tube. I froze here to show you that you can get a patch under that gas tube. I use the the curved brass pick to help get under there and get everything out from under there. That'll be one of the heavier spots where carbon likes to build up because it's right outside of the gas tube. Here I used a breech brush to get into the breech. I twisted it a couple times to break the carbon up and followed by a patch. After the breech, I went into the barrel with a barrel brush, and then followed with the cleaner and the patches. The orange light is from the orange light breech tool that I showed you. These pictures are me showing you the barrel and how the orange light helps you see the debris. After cleaning the barrel, I go into wiping down the rest of the rifle, finishing up by cleaning the charging handle, getting that all up nice and done, and then putting the rifle back together.